Hey there, Mary Kitzmiller here. I thought I would share with you a session with my horse Moonshine. Moonshine is an off-the-track thoroughbred that's going to be my partner for the Retired Racehorse Project's Thoroughbred Makeover in October. I'm going to be using clicker training for the bulk of my work with Moonshine, and I'll be filming his progress as we go along. And for those who don't know, clicker training is a reward based program and it uses a marker signal. In this case, it's going to be the click to teach the horse when he's done something well. So I thought I would share with you how he does, and I hope you enjoy it. So one of the first lessons that I'm going to work on is target training. And what I'm looking for is for him to touch his nose to the target. And once he does that, I'm going to click and then immediately deliver that food reward. I like target training. You can use it for a lot of things, from teaching him to lead, liberty work. You can even use it for crossing obstacles. And it's a great task to start with because it's just really easy for them to understand. It's a great way to teach your horse what the click means. So he doesn't already know what the click means. I have to condition him to understand when he hears the click, it means a reward is coming. So that click is going to serve as a marker signal throughout the training to mark good behaviors. This is actually his third or fourth targeting session. The first few I did in his stall, and I placed a fence panel in front of his stall. And he could reach his head and neck over to touch the target, but if he got too close, I could simply back away. At this point especially, I want to try and avoid correction. And it can be too difficult if you're out in the open with your horse, if they're walking into your space and you're constantly having to back them off of you or swat them away and then trying to get them to latch onto that target again. It's too confusing for the horse and doesn't make it as enjoyable either. So I started with that controlled environment for both of our safety, and then I decided to try and work him out here in the open to see how he'd do. I have the halter on him. I'd prefer to do this at Liberty, but he's still brand new to the ranch and getting to know the area. There's still lots of distractions out, so the halter is just really on there for safety. I don't want it to interfere too much in the training, and I'm going to avoid the temptation to try to use the lead rope to coax him to the target or to try to pull his nose back toward me if he gets distracted. He's stomping and swishing a bit at the flies that were out that day, and I didn't hit him with the fly spray before we started, so that's what you're seeing there. And I also want to know, I am going to work a lot on teaching him respect and body control. But again, I want to keep this task really simple, so if I can have to avoid backing him away from me, that's what I'll do. If he gets too distracted, I can simply go back to the stall and work there. Now, he'd gotten this really well in his stall, and I was really pleased with his progress. And once we changed the environment, he regressed a little bit in how he was doing with the targeting. He's seeming to get it pretty well, but he's still looking off a bit, and it's taking him a little bit of time to get back to that target. So that just shows me I need to stay in this longer until he understands. It can be tempting to get your horse to follow you with the target after they've touched it a few times or move the target around. But just because he's done it well a few times, it doesn't mean he's actually learned it. So I'm going to stay in there until he goes right back to that target each time with nothing in between. And that's what he's starting to show me here. So I'm going to keep these sessions really short and sweet, really about 5 minutes at a time, because they'll need a lot of mental breaks when you start out with this. And I want to keep his interest peaked. I don't want to have to make him stay to engage in the targeting. So I'd like to find a good note to stop right about now, which he's showing me he's doing some really good stuff here. So this will be a great place to look at ending the session. Again, short, sweet sessions, 5 minutes at a time. You can do that several times a day, but make sure they have breaks in between. So that's the behavior I'm looking for right here. As soon as he finishes his food, he goes right back to that target. That shows me that we're not too far away from being able to move on. So he did really well. I'm really happy with his progress. I'm going to continue to film his progress, and you can follow along with that on my Facebook page at Mary Kitzmiller Horsemanship or on my website at marykitzmiller.com.